Alright, what is up YouTube? Justin back here with another Dev Diary update. Again, I'm trying to do these in pairs, so even though the orders of magnitude came out last week, I wanted to go ahead and wait until this new one came out. So, we're just going to start from the top here. This is actually, so there's only going to be 5 Dev Diaries for the summer apparently. I don't know exactly what that means, but apparently this was 3, this was 4, and there's one more next week, which I'll get into that in a second. But just going down the line, the couple of things they have added actually seem pretty interesting. Most of them are in the next section, but I thought this one would be pretty fun to look into. So, per assumption, they changed up how holy orders work. Holy orders have their own government now. I have to see exactly what they're called. Oh, I think they're just called a holy order. But basically, I think they're a theocracy that can deal with castles. Is more what it sounds like. You still can't play as one, so you can't really hope for that. But they can still conquer. They can still do things a little. I don't know. They seem like they have a little bit more freedom than they used to. So I don't know. I kind of like the way that they've transformed them a little bit more. You can still vassalize these guys, which is also great. It sounds like you can vassalize. It might not be true, but it sounds like you can vassalize a little bit more. More holy orders than before, which also I kind of enjoy. So, and again, kind of some of the examples here for just what they can start looking like and some of the comments and things you can make with them. But yeah, I think per usual, you can recruit them as your vassals. They will leave you. An important thing, they will leave you if they don't think you're considered worthy anymore. So unlike most vassals, or especially if you change religions, they won't be your vassal anymore. You can't just keep a Knights Templar if you turn Muslim. It's not going to happen. They won't let that happen. So, and also, yeah, there's a few more options as well. Like vassalization is like an actual option now instead of, right click, hope for the best, hope for an event to pop up. You can actually vassalize them yourself now. But anyway, they're their own government type now. I think it's kind of cool. It gives them a little more freedom. And as they said there, it lets them work a little different than theocracies now. But the big Dev Diary, and this one I think is really cool. So, do you like Crusades? Do you like very thematic Crusades? Because they've made thematic Crusades. First is the Shepherd's Crusade. Apparently, this was an event. It's currently an event in Crusader Kings. It just doesn't happen. As they say here, the Shepherd's Crusade has been broken for quite a while, so we ripped out the old events entirely. Well, that's good, because I was talking with Hunter, and neither of us even knew this was a thing. So, that tells you how often this thing fires off. I don't even know what it does. But basically, yeah, you can have specific crusades now. They fire off like events. The Shepherd's Crusade's a big one, and just like crusades in the past, the army moves through, it starts picking up soldiers along the way, and you could have problems with, the lords that are in the regions because crusaders weren't very nice, and they tended to pillage their own people. So, what do you know? The Children's Crusade is a thing now. Same exact thing, except for it's like a courtier child or orphan that doesn't really have anything else to do. Starts a crusade. You can again support them and work with them. And if they win, the best part is if they win, you basically get all of it and you didn't have to do anything as long as you just supported them. So, and I think that's just how most crusades work if you do the patronage route, but still, it's pretty cool. Lots of bunch of kids in the realm just run off. I bet this is kind of a way the game's also compensating for having too many kids in the realm or in the game, and they just run them all off to a crusade and watch them all die. But yeah, and the same as the air crusades, they can run around, they can ask for stuff, they can try to do things, but you don't have to pay any heed to it. You could just, heck, I think it even says you can sabotage the crusade if you want. Yeah, there it is. You can hinder the efforts. You can kind of mess things up a little bit if you tried. And then there's also at least one other crusade, I think. Ah, yeah, that's them showing it off right there. Crusade for Thrace. So they have specific event chains now for specific types of crusades. So this is the 4th Crusade event chain. So you can actually go all 4th Crusade, and I think it's like a disgruntled lord of the Byzantines or something will go and ask a merchant republic to help finance a crusade against their own empire. And you can you literally destroy the Byzantine Empire. Yeah, here you go. You literally destroy the Byzantine Empire. And then there's an event where you can restore the Byzantine Empire. So you can go all out with Crusades now. It sounds like the next dev diary, it should be right here. Rise and Fall Byzantium, blah, 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 blah. Northern Crusade and the Reconquista. So it sounds like they're going to have the Teutonic Order Crusades, and they're going to have Spanish Crusades against things like, hopefully against like the Umayyads and stuff. The only other thing I would kind of like to see happen, excuse me, I would like to see happen is maybe something that can still break up like France. If any of you guys have saw the Twitch stream, in the Twitch game where I was Scandinavia, things were going pretty well, except for the fact that France has blobbed so out of control that you can't do anything against them. So I'm not sure if they're going to do anything about that, because they never had revolts or anything like that. But I mean, all these types of crusades, they're at least breaking all the Islamic chunks, and it sounds like they're trying to break the Byzantine chunks. So a lot of what they're doing, it seems like, is to break some of the big, fat empires of the game. Other than that, that's about it for the Dev Diaries. If this really is if number 16, what they're going to post here, is the last one they're going to have for a few weeks, I might just go ahead and do it. I'll take a look and see when it comes out and see what it looks like. And I haven't seen a release date yet. I'm going to go ahead and type it in. Here, you guys can watch me search Google. Holy Fury release date. Started May 28th. And there's a bunch of speculation, but I don't think there is an official release date. Any ideas? And the heat death here. Okay, whatever. Well, here you go. Enjoy the Paradox forums for a second. But I will wrap this on up. Again, there's no release date. I'm going to assume November. I'm going to call it right there. I'm going to call it November. It could be earlier, but November. Anyway, I will see you guys at the next video. Bye-bye.